I want to tell you guys the real reason why I moved to Vietnam 7 years ago. So this is a story that I've kept pretty close to the chest because, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit ashamed of it. And I guess, felt just a little bit of vulnerability with regards to this story. So I want to get it out there. A lot of you ask me, why'd you move to Vietnam 7 years ago? What brought you over there? Why Vietnam specifically? So I want to go over those things. I also want to tell you that a lot of people say, wow, it must have taken like really amazing courage to go all the way out there, to move all the way across the world. And I do want to tell you that it's a little bit of that, but it's mostly something else, and it really wasn't courage to me. So the story is, I'm not going to do it in like a linear timeline. I'll kind of bounce around timelines, but I came here when I was 27 years old. So before that, when I was like 24 years old, I decided to try to go back to college to ultimately study medicine and maybe become a doctor. I ended up dropping out of that, failed that, and that was something that really took a toll on me because my dad always prioritized education. My family did in general. Prioritized education, prioritized getting good grades and doing well academically. So that was when I was about 24, 25. So before that, I had been working some jobs that I wasn't really interested in. I was like a legal assistant for a while. Before that, I was in sales. That's why I kind of wanted to go and try maybe to be a doctor. I know my dad always wanted to be a doctor. He didn't end up doing that, and I thought that would be kind of like an auspicious job or a prestigious job. That didn't end up happening for me, mostly because I fell into kind of a state of depression and alcoholism. I was sort of, and we're gonna go under one right now, I was sort of under the bridge where it might get kind of dark in here, but bear with me. By the way, Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers is my go-to karaoke song. And the feeling that I felt before I came to Vietnam is something that I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. All right, I had to give you a little bit of the karaoke taste. So I failed at my attempt to study medicine and become a doctor. And after that, I just got really deep into the drinking. Not really proud of that. Moved back in with my parents, back in Redondo Beach with my dad and my stepmom at the time, and just drinking a lot. You know, getting pretty hammered like every other day, and then maybe I'd take a day to recover. I started dabbling in like some benzos like Xanax, Klonopin. By the way, I probably should have prefaced, but yeah, this is probably content for more mature audiences. Oh well. But yeah, that was really going nowhere. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't really have many friends. And the thing that was happening was that I was seeing my peers and my friends that were the same age as me, came from like the same neighborhood as me. They were doing really well at this like game of life in America, where you know you get this prestigious job and you make a lot of money, maybe buy a house or have a really nice place. I wasn't doing any of those things. Unemployed alcoholic, and I didn't know what to do. I just kept on, I was in this like, I was drowning in this state of despair, this state of drudgery, this state of just feeling kind of useless and feeling like I wasn't serving the world any good, and I wasn't achieving what I wanted to achieve, that's for sure. I didn't really know what I wanted to achieve, but at a certain point I thought, you know what, I want to move out of the country. I want to do something like that. So I started looking at places like Mexico, because I speak Spanish pretty well, or Latin America, like Colombia, Argentina, something like that. But I couldn't really figure out how I would like make money while I was out there, because I didn't have like a job that was going to send me out there and sponsor that sort of move, and I just didn't know how I would accomplish it. I looked at teaching English, but the salary in Latin America versus the cost of living just wasn't really ideal, and I was like, eh. But then I had this acquaintance of mine from high school. He posted something on Facebook where he was living in Hanoi and he was loving it. He loved living in Hanoi. He was teaching English there. He was saying that the salary was great, the people were very lovely, his life was really great. And he was, I'm not gonna name who he was, but he was a person who also went through some like difficulties with like drug and alcohol use. And yeah, it was just really interesting to see that he had moved so far away and he was able to find like renewal or revival of like vitality in his life, that sense of purpose that I was looking for that I didn't have. So after that I thought, well, maybe this is a glimmer of hope, right? Maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel, because I was like waking up every day and I was literally wishing that I didn't wake up because my dreams were better than my reality. And I was routinely thinking about things like suicide, routinely thinking about things like, you know, just I would be better off, everyone would be better off if I wasn't here. And those are, yeah, those are tough things. And that's sort of why I've never really wanted to open up about this. It's just, it's a level of sadness and vulnerability that I really wish I could tell you like I was a successful, I don't know, financial analyst living in New York City, but I didn't really like that, so I decided to do something so different. But no, the truth was I was a depressed, struggling alcoholic in Los Angeles who didn't really have a purpose and was looking for something in life that could give me a little bit more hope. But then when I saw this guy's post, I did have that sort of hope. I thought this is something that maybe I could do. So I looked more into it on YouTube. I found the Ninja Teacher channel, Alex Stevenson's channel. And I basically figured out, okay, like, yeah, this is a viable option to move out to Vietnam and be able to support myself out there and make a living. And it's, you know, the other people are doing it, so why not? And I told my parents about it and they were supportive. You know, I think for them, they were just really just sad to see what was going on with me in terms of my depression and sort of my listless behavior and my lack of hope. And I think they were very excited to see that I was maybe interested in something and that it could be a new start for me. So they were supportive, they were behind it. I sold my car, so I had a little bit of money to come out here, and I made the move. I had never been to Asia, but I was so depressed and so, I guess, helpless and hopeless that I was really ready for change. I was really open for whatever change may come, and I was excited about the potential for change. So as soon as I touched down on the plane here in Vietnam in Saigon, I was like I've made it. I don't know, I can't really, it's hard to explain why I felt that way, why I felt that sense of relief, but it was almost like, even if I just make it over there and I just touch down, like I could now die at least as a happier person, because I'm now going to do something that is thrilling, that I don't know, that seemed to give me some sort of life and some sort of purpose. And as soon as I got there and I saw how different things were, and I smelled that first whiff of nước mắm chiên, like fried fish sauce, it was different. I was like, that smells weird. And I saw, you know, street food and people selling like pork at just out in the open at a wet market, and I was like, this is very different, but I'm here for it. I like it, and this is why I came. So I just felt this instant, I guess, sense of love for the place and the country, and a revival of hope. And I still feel very grateful that I made the move, because ultimately it gave me a second chance at life, where if I stayed in America, I really don't know what would have happened. It probably would have been bad. But I want to get back to that point I made about courage. People like to say, oh, it's so courageous of you to make that move across the world. And it wasn't courage. It was desperation. It was like, I don't have any other choice. I can either go down this path in America where I'm waking up feeling like I don't want to live, like I hate my reality so much that I wish I would never wake up. So I needed something. So it wasn't courage so much as I had no other choice. I had no other choice but to do something big and something different. And that's what I did. And I'm very grateful that I did that. And I'm very grateful for whatever sparked that sort of initiative in me to accomplish that, because I think it saved my life. Just a little quick aside, if you guys are connecting to this story in any way, or if you're liking this video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, because it really does help out my channel, and I really do appreciate it. I hope that the videos that I make and the content I make for you guys, that shares the positive experience that I have here in Vietnam, and it shares that sense of adventure and that sense of like, this is a place where, you know, if you're interested in moving here, it's a great place. And if you're in a place like I was at, that's okay. It's okay to feel that way and to be that way. And people do care about you, and there's other people who are also going through that sort of thing. You know, don't feel like you're alone, because you're not, and your life is worth it. And there's always light at the end of the tunnel if you look hard enough. It might be on the other side of the world like it was for me, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. I think some of you might watch this video and be like, oh, so basically you were a loser in America, so you moved out to Vietnam and and then you felt better. I guess you're right. And if that's the way you want to look at it, that's fine. I mean, fair on you. Fair play, I guess. I think that's where the fear has come from me about sharing this. When people ask me, it's been that fear of criticism, that sort of criticism. But I honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. You can think what you want, and if you choose to see it through that lens, that's your choice. I'd make an argument that says probably more about you than it does about me, but that's really not the point of this video. So anyways, guys, I hope you like this video. Basically a very simple vlog here. We're over here in District 1. Well, sorry, this is Binh Tan District. That's District 1. You can see the zoo over there. If you peek, there's a giraffe right over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a giraffe. It's kind of like eating over the fence there. That's District 1, that's the zoo. But yeah, got people fishing here. But yeah, anyways, guys, hope you like this vlog. If you did like it, click the like button, subscribe to the channel to support the growth, and leave any comments you have. I'm really happy to hear from y'all, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Peace.